Now let's report Hong Kong news from October 8 to 14, 2022. Hong Kong's foreign currency reserve assets dropped to US $419 billion in September from August as US $438 billion. The Monetary Authority announced today. The reserve assets represent over 5 times the currency in circulation, or about 41% of Hong Kong dollar M3. There were no unsettled foreign exchange contracts at the end of September. The facility is expected to open in 2024 and will be able to handle 3 tons of food waste per day. Noting that O-Park 2 is the second organic resources recovery center in Hong Kong, today's ceremony marked a new milestone in the food waste recycling network, which will double the overall processing capacity of local food waste recycling. O-Park 2 will convert food waste into electricity and fertilizer with anaerobic digestion technology to recycle food waste into renewable energy. It is estimated that about 60,000 tons of greenhouse gas emissions can be reduced each year. In addition, O-Park 2 will generate electricity with biogas during operation, providing renewable energy for Hong Kong and reducing electricity generation by fossil fuels. It will also reduce organic waste to be disposed in landfills to help cut down on carbon emissions. The Immigration Department today expressed regret over a misleading commentary published by Ming Pao yesterday on the department's handling of the screening of trafficking in persons tip cases. The department stressed that it attaches great importance to the fight against tip and has all along been conducting tip initial screening with vulnerable people who are arrested or who put themselves forward to the authorities, including illegal workers, illegal immigrants, sex workers and foreign domestic helpers, by adopting the same standard and definition as stipulated in the Palermo Protocol. The government said that the Transport Department has identified different locations for public works projects to provide automatic parking systems. The automatic parking systems at the relevant locations will be larger in scale than those in short-term tenancy car parks, and different styles of automatic parking systems will be adopted, including 3-dimensional, cylindrical and high tower types, are expected to be controlled by an intelligent system, providing the function of automatically finding a parking position and accessing the car. These automated parking systems will be located in Sun Kwang O, San Po Kong, Sham Shui Po and Chai Wan. The first 2 projects are expected to be completed in 2025 and 2026 respectively. As for the latter 2 projects, they will submit funding applications to the Legislative Council as soon as possible. Alexey Mordashov, a political ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin and known as a steel oligarch, is being sanctioned by many European and American countries, Nord anchored in Hong Kong waters. In response to the incident, the U.S. State Department warned Hong Kong on 8 October they cannot to provide a safe haven for sanctioned oligarchs, which would damage Hong Kong's reputation as a financial center. In response to media inquiries regarding the remarks made by officials of the U.S. State Department, the spokesperson of the Hong Kong government said that the Hong Kong government has been fully implementing and enforcing the sanctions imposed by the United Nations Security Council. Individual countries may impose unilateral sanctions on certain places based on their own considerations. The Hong Kong government has not powers and will not impose unilateral sanctions imposed by other jurisdictions. Greenpeace and Indigenous Research Institute found that there is a total of 433 hectares of fast-growing brownfield in the northern metropolitan area that can be rapidly developed. The authorities should deal with the relevant idle land first, and do not need to implement tomorrow's Lantau and start a country park border study. The Development Bureau responded that a considerable part of the land proposed by the group is a brownfield site that will be developed successively, which has been covered by a number of government or private development plans, or has been included in different development studies. For example, the revised scope of the Santin, Lok Ma Shou Development Hub Study, the land use review of Lao Fao Shan, Sim Bai Sui and Pak Nai areas, and the review study on the increased development scale of the third phase of UN Long South development, etc. The government is making every effort to carry out various land development projects in the northern metropolitan area, and some large-scale new development areas have already started construction. The authorities said that to increase land supply to meet housing and economic development needs, a multi-pronged approach must be taken. The artificial island in the central waters is an important part of Hong Kong's overall land supply strategy. Applications for the Hong Kong Scholarship for Excellence scheme are open until end of December, the Education Bureau announced today. Eligible students who intend to pursue undergraduate or postgraduate studies at world-renowned universities outside the city from the 2023-24 academic year can apply. Selection will be based on academic achievements and other attributes such as leadership qualities and potential, as well as contributions and commitment to society. Awardees will receive a non-means-tested scholarship to cover their tuition fees, capped at 300,000 Hong Kong dollars per annum. In addition, financially needy awardees who have passed the means test will receive a bursary of up to $200,000 per annum. Awardees need to complete their study programs and return to Hong Kong upon graduation to work for at least 2 years or a period equivalent to the duration of the scholarship received, whichever is longer. Applications can be submitted online. Shortlisted applicants will be invited to attend an interview from April 2023. The Chief Executive's office today reiterated its warning to the public to be extra vigilant against deceptive online advertisements purported to be interviews with the Chief Executive and urged people not to believe fake information. The office strongly clarified that it has never issued or authorized such advertisements, adding that the chief executive has never conducted the interviews as claimed by the adverts and the remarks therein are all fictitious. It urged the public not to visit any suspicious websites via those advertisements or provide personal information to unknown websites. The incident has been reported to police for investigation. The Hong Kong Special Administrative Region government today expressed strong disapproval of a United Nations official's recent remarks on a Hong Kong court case concerning the national security law. The remarks were made by a spokesman for the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights about the Hong Kong court's reasons for the sentence delivered on 8 October in regard to a case of conspiracy to incite the commission by other persons of the offense of subversion under the national security law, the government said in a press release. As the legal proceedings are yet to be completed, it would not be appropriate to comment on the details of the case, it explained. The weekly Hong Kong news reports are completed, and the information comes from the Hong Kong government website.